Hello, thank you for clicking on the Facebook ad, and let me just tell you a little bit more about myself, a little bit more about the church, and so you can get a full understanding on what we're all about. Now, before I became a pastor, before I was in the ministry, I was actually in the music industry. Now, I was young, making a lot of money. It looked like it was a glamorous job. On the outside, it looked like everything was going right. But on the inside, I was a mess. I was a nervous wreck. I struggled with depression and all these things. And that's why I think a lot of people can relate to my story, because on the outside, it looks like everything's going right. But on the inside, things are a mess. And so I had a dramatic encounter. I had an experience with Jesus, and it changed my whole life. When I encountered Jesus, the peace of God, the genuine love of God filled me to the full. And everything that I thought I was looking for in terms of money and women and fame, all those things paled in comparison to the joy and the peace that came with Jesus. So at the time I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and I joined the local church led by Pastor Mason Betha. You know, Mace.
Say this with me, the devil is a liar. If more people knew how God spoke and how God speaks, then they would even...
And so I served at that church. I served in the ministry for many, many years, to the point that I became close with him and the ministry staff, and I began to travel in different places. We held meetings all over the United States, and at these meetings I assisted. Sometimes I even spoke at some of these meetings. In time, I eventually started holding my own meetings, and these meetings started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we started doing meetings overseas. I did meetings in Africa, did meetings in India, and I'm talking about big, huge meetings, seeing multitudes of people experiencing the tangible power of God, the love of God that transforms your entire life. And so after a season of doing these international crusades, these international meetings, the time came for me to begin the local branch here in Los Angeles. So my calling at this season in my life is to be a blessing to you, to feed you with knowledge and understanding, and teach you the principles on how you can succeed in life, the principles on how you can have full restoration, the principles of how you can overcome every single thing that's troubling you, whether that's relationship issues, whether that's finance issues, or even health issues. But the gospel and the message of Jesus is relevant to every single thing that you think that you're struggling with. Now, in my life, here I was on the outside, everything looked like it was going perfect. See, I noticed that as people, we have a tendency to put up this front, to put up this wall that makes it look like everything's going right. But on the inside, you know the secret struggles that you're struggling with. And so what I desire is to take this mask off. You don't have to act like everything's going right when it really isn't. I want you to know real peace. I want you to know the real fullness of life that you can experience that's only found through Christ Jesus. So allow me and my team to minister to you, and so that you could see the fullness of who you're called to be. So I would love for you to meet me in person, for you to come to our church in Los Angeles. We're located downtown in the Fashion District. So I cannot wait to meet you. Me and my wife, Victorious, would love to see you come and join us on Sunday. It's gonna be an amazing time. You can reach me today. Fill out the information in the form below, and we'll contact you right away. If you need prayer, we'll pray with you today. Because our job is to see you fully reach your destiny.